It's William
and Robin
with the Riverstone Life. What are we going to talk about in this video, Robin?
I don't know, you tell me.
We're going to talk about self-dispatch.
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 What is self-dispatch?
Well, before we get to that, I had a person comment yesterday. And now I'm going to try to start adding some of these comments to our next videos, especially the ones that stand out to me.
Okay.
When somebody leaves a comment and says, I shouldn't be so picky.
Picky?
Picky.
Yeah, okay.
Because of the load. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is my experience. If you're not picky, you're not going to make any money at this job. Right, Robin?
I agree, yes.
You agree? And a load that might work for me might not work for someone else because of where we're going or situation, how we're staying, stuff like that. You need to be picky. And the reason I'm going to tell you this is because this is the reason why Wave has always got a revolving door, basically, and why they have a class almost every week. In the summertime, I think they have a class every week hiring new people. Mm-hmm. And that's because these guys get out here and they're not picky and they take whatever they give them. And before you know it, they'd be like the guy in the comment the other day where he went to Pennsylvania and after he did all that, he only made $300.
Yeah.
You know, and Pennsylvania worked good for us because we had a place to stay there, you know, and the loads were paying better at that time. They were paying like almost $1,100. I think the one he did only paid like $800 or $900.
Right.
So
we also don't know what company he works for.
Yeah, we don't. He didn't say what company he worked for.
Whole specifics.
But you have to be picky.
I agree.
So, you know, I just had to throw that out there. You have to be picky, and the reason that Wave hires new people all the time is I guarantee you, there's probably what 25% of them actually stay.
Yeah, I would love to know that number.
Love to know that number. But that's what I think. I think it's a small amount, but I know that the new guys, when they always start, and they always get the load that I would never take, and I'm sure that's because they just take the first load that they give them, you know, whatever it is.
Right.
And that might work for them, but it doesn't always work for us.
Correct.
So, yes, I'm going to be picky, and you better be picky because it's your truck, it's your expenses, it's your life that's on the line, right?
I agree.
Okay, so be picky. Now, what were we going to talk about?
I don't know. What were we talking about? You get on a rant.
Oh, I get on a rant.
Self-dispatch.
Self-dispatch. Yes. Oh, my God. It's BS. It's a joke. It's ridiculous. Wave, if you ever watch my videos, fix this now. All right, I'm going to tell you what I went through. Okay?
Yeah.
I can finally self-dispatch. Like I told you, we were in Italy, and it actually showed up.
Right.
Problem is, I didn't want to click on a load. And
hold on. Let's start with how do you get to the ability to self-dispatch?
According to the new guys that have taken the class in the last few weeks, they tell me you just need 10 states.
Just 10 states?
10 states.
10 different states.
Okay. Now, when I took this class, and I could be wrong, but if there's anybody else out there that took this class back in February, like I did, they told us we had to have 25,000 safety miles. They never said nothing about states.
Right.
Okay.
So now it's just states,
now,
not the miles?
That's what the guys are saying. I don't know which one's true because when I asked the office came back and told me in their email that you need 25,000 miles to do reloads.
Right.
I was able to do reloads from the day I started this job.
So confusing.
Okay. So I thought, okay, well, I've always been doing reloads. And then she said, you got to have 10 states. I said, well, I have 36,000 safety miles and I have 10 states and I still can't self-dispatch. Oh, I don't know. Why don't you try it when you get close to the 250 mile range? Okay, well, I tried that. Well, you can't do that unless you don't have a load dispatched. So finally, I'm like, well, this makes no sense because a lot of times we're not within the 250 mile range. Right, Robin?
9 times out of 10, no.
9 times out of 10. Everybody says, well, you have to be in that 250 mile range. Well, that's completely stupid because I can call them from wherever I am, get a load dispatched, and
out of the 250,
and tell them I will pick it up by before 11 o'clock the next day.
Right.
Well, we've done that from Alabama many a times, right?
Right.
Okay.
And
Pennsylvania. Or on the weekend, you can have it dispatched on a Friday afternoon and not pick it up till 11 o'clock on Monday.
That makes no sense.
So none of this makes any sense. So Wave, you need to look at this. Now, the self-dispatch, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to dispatch that anywhere I am. If you're worried about us not getting the load in the time frame, well, when we don't get that load in the time frame, you take that load away and you take that option away that we don't get to do that no more.
Right.
Because it's no different now than when you go ahead and dispatch me a load and give me till 11 the next day to get it, and I go and do exactly what you say. I should be able to dispatch that myself and do that
Right.
exactly.
And that would be less work for them, and the lines would be freer, in my
Okay, and
opinion, business wise.
I'm going to tell you about that because it took me, since I couldn't dispatch the load because I was in Alabama. I couldn't do it. I wasn't within the 250-mile range. It gave me the load. It let me try everything. But when I go to hit it, it goes and checks your GPS and knows you're not in the range, so it wouldn't give me the load.
Right.
So I do know how it all works that way now. But I spent, 7 hours
A long time.
trying to get through to the phones to get a load?
Yeah.
When if they were letting us do this in the first place for the people that have actually put in the time and have the miles, they would have a lot less things to deal with.
Correct.
Unless they're trying to gravy pick all those loads for their favorite drivers.
Possible.
And that's what's wrong with life. I've been always getting my loads because I had a great dispatcher. And I don't have my dispatcher anymore because she moved on to a different part of the job.
Yeah.
And now I got a dispatcher that doesn't know me from nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I couldn't get a hold of her. I in fact, every time I called her number, it went to a different dispatcher.
Yeah.
So that was ridiculous. And I could have just dispatched my own. I lost 4 or 5 loads out west that I wanted that were great loads, right, Robin?
Correct.
So that's just crazy that this is the way you've got to do this. So Wave, if you're out there watching, you need to fix this. This doesn't make any sense because you can stop anybody from self-dispatching. You can stop a click of a button where I can't even get a load. So if you got that out there and we're not using it properly, then that driver doesn't get to use it.
Right.
And the drivers that are doing it, the right way,
Right.
responsible, doing what they say they're going to do, should be able to do that. Because I could have dispatched my load yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right away, we could have already been there that night, picked it up, and already been on the road.
Correct.
I am not, everybody's going to have a different opinion about this, but I am not I am, 9 hours away from work?
Give or take.
Give or take. I am not going to drive all the way to Indiana, stay in a hotel for $54.88 a night, hoping I get a load.
No.
It makes no sense. I could be there 3 nights, staying in a hotel, wasting money.
Right.
They need to realize the more money the drivers make, right?
The more money they make.
Well, the more eager they are to work for them and get things done.
Mm-hmm.
You need to make this work for both people. We need to be responsible and we need to get the job done when we say we're going to do it.
Right.
But they need to make it easier on us so that we can make that money easier.
Yeah, because that was very difficult.
It was difficult.
Stressful.
7 hours. 7 hours of trying to get this.
Yeah.
It was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a long day.
It was a long day. And then when I finally, I'd go through the motions. I'd go and get in the call line. I would wait. It'd send me to a voicemail basically telling me that, we're too busy to help you right now. Just leave a message and we'll call you back.
So frustrating.
That's not going to work. So I let that go. And I kept doing that. And finally, after 3 or 4 times of hanging up and calling, I get the dispatcher. And she's like, sorry, William, that load's gone already. Yeah, I know.
You knew it was
It took me 35 minutes to get through. But the only reason I went through with the calls to let them know that I was persistent.
You're trying to work.
I told her I've been trying to get a load since Friday.
Yeah.
Okay? And now it's Monday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And it went. And then finally, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I finally get through and I get the load.
Right.
And then he's like, well, you need to have it picked up by 11 tomorrow. Well, now we got to rush to get there, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we didn't need to rush in the first place.
Right.
If I just would have got there, I had plenty of time. So the self-dispatch is great. Don't get me wrong. If you're in Indiana and there's no loads, or you've been there over the weekend and you're waking up Monday morning and you're watching that load board, right?
Right.
And it clicks and you might be able to get it before you would going through the phone calls.
Perfect scenario.
Perfect scenario, okay? But I'm not, that will work for us when we're out here working all the time. But when you've taken 3 weeks off and you're just starting to get back to work, I am not going to rush all the way to Indiana so I can just sit there and wait. Because if we'd have pulled that gamble on Friday,
we would have been stuck there the whole day.
Till Monday when because there was no loads.
Yeah.
I called in, there was no loads. By the time there was no loads on the load board, I was done. I would have been sitting there. I would have paid for a hotel for 3 or 4 days and wasted $200.
Yeah.
When I could just be in our fifth wheel where we're at, taking care of business, right?
Right.
Getting things done.
Or Pennsylvania.
Or Pennsylvania, wherever we wanted to be.
Wherever.
We should be able to I can do a reload. I am driving to do my delivery, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even to my delivery yet. I'm already setting up my reload in somewhere up in
Anywhere.
Oregon, wherever
Right.
we're at. and I'm able to do that. It gives me like a 3-day time to pick it up. I can tell you right now, the self-dispatch on the regular loads out of Indiana, you only have 2 days. You got to pick it that day or the next day. So you've got till the next day at 11 o'clock. And that's how they do that. What is the difference from picking it up there or picking it up here? The only difference I can feel is they want to be able to control everything coming out of Indiana. Well, there's no reason to control it unless you're, gravy picking jobs for other people.
It's possible.
I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm always going to have my opinion. It's our YouTube channel. I can have my opinion, right, Robin?
Of course.
Guys, just tell me what you think. Have you used that self-dispatch? Has it worked for you? I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you agree with me that we should just be able to do that wherever we're at? I mean, if we're not picking the load up in the time frame, they can control that and they can put a stop to that person not being able to use it no more. They don't need to put it for all of us, right?
Right.
When I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it right. Right, Robin?
Correct.
I mean, I have done deliveries for 15 years now, and when somebody would just call me, they didn't even call me. They send me a text what they got, and they knew it was done. They never had to follow up, and I never had to follow up with them.
Right.
I mean, I feel like a kid sometimes. I have to check in every day, let them know where I'm at. Yeah, yes. William is wound. He's wound. He's back to work, and he's going to be making a video every day.
Every day.
Every day. You better be prepared. You're going to see.
I don't know if I'm prepared.
You're not prepared. You're going to see what's going to happen because I'm going to be on top of this game like you wouldn't believe.
Sure.
And Robin's going to try to be on top of those comments. And the rude ones, I'm just going to bring them right into the video now. I'm going to talk about the rude comments right here when I get them.
Really?
Yeah, because then it's out there forever. I can bring it to people's attention. I love YouTube. I love this channel. I love this job. I love my life. And for you people that didn't watch our Italy trip,
our adventure,
you need to watch that.
I'm still exhausted from that.
I feel good. I got 3 days to rest up. I got like 10 videos done. I got things fixed around the camper. I was enjoying life, but I was ready to go to work, and I couldn't go to work. But it is the wrong time of the year to be, trying to make things happen, right?
That's what they say.
At least, I don't know. Everybody I talked to last year, they told me last year at this time they were super, super busy. And you guys that are watching these videos, let me know last year at this time, were you super busy? I was told that, October, November, all the way up to the holidays, they were busy. So I'm kind of curious if they were. And let us know. Leave us some comments. Tell me if I'm too picky. I am a little picky. I was picky when I found you.
Oh, you found
I went through
me?
like 30 girls.
You found me?
Actually, Robin found me.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
ask myself that
Every day.
All
right. Gotta have fun with this, right? So
yeah.
You're gonna be sick of me in 30 days because I got 30 videos in 30 days. Instead of $30,000 in 30 days, I don't think we can make any money right now, so it's gonna be 30 videos in 30 days.
You lost your mind.
I lost my mind. I'm having fun. Just remember, if you like the video, you give us a thumbs up. If you like Robin, you subscribe to the channel.
Oh, okay.
If you don't like me, you don't subscribe to the channel, right?
I guess.
I don't know. I ain't even got no caffeine yet.
I think you need some.
And can you guess where we're going right now? I bet you can't. But you'll find out tomorrow because I got another video coming out. And always